But let's just jump straight into it with the first question. It is the first up. We've got the Patreon questions. Patrons got to ask questions, and Andrew here, because I'm sure all fan art and fan work is your favorite. What is the most unexpected fan art and work you have received? And they're so right. I love all fan art. And honestly, it was a tough question. Quite frankly, I don't expect any fan art ever. Every time. It's, you know, at Twiins, I drew something. It's unexpected to me. So it was really tough. These are my answers for most unexpected fan arts. This is from Messiah. This edit of me as Charlie, yeah, from Smiling Friends. This made me laugh so hard, I immediately sent it to Critter and Allison. And then this one from Red Onana. You probably don't even recognize this. So over here, this is Red Onana's character, the one in green, and I designed this character. I had a gaggle of fantasy characters, just inspired by the artist for, like, Nier and Drakengard. I love their work. I currently cannot remember their name, but I drew a bunch of fantasy characters, kind of inspired by their work, and then I got fan art of one of them. And I was like, what the heck? You drew, that's great. Twiins is clearly Alan, but go off, Messiah. Next up, from Hot Mutt Butt. Congratulations, Twiins. You deserve it. I stole this question, but I liked it enough to use it. What is something you've done, /felt, /seen, /etc. that you wish you could experience again for the first time? And I do have a good answer for this, and none of you can even guess what it's gonna be. Okay, when I was in college, I saw a play version of To Kill a Mockingbird. I found myself for the first time ever wishing that I was watching a video so I could go back and rewatch something. And it's the climax of the play/movie, which is when Scout gets attacked by the racist neighbor in the woods. And yeah, Boo saves her, and then Atticus shows up, and the actor did such a good job. That was the thing that I was so taken with. And I wanted to rewatch this fella yell at this racist neighbor, because he's, you know, in the show worried about his daughter. I wanted to be able to rewatch that over and over and over. It was so well done. And so yeah, if I could see it all over again, it'd be that. Messiah asks, if you could start over without all the show who shall not be named, it's RWBY content, would you? And do you think you would be as successful as you are now? Congratulations, 30K is well earned and well deserved. Keep your head up, and we're all cheering you on to 50K. What a sweetie pie. This is a good question. So, no. I don't think I would start over without all the RWBY stuff. If anything, just because it allowed me to learn so much. I learned so much in how to make videos, how I like to approach videos, and how to behave as a video creator. So the knowledge, you know, that I gained through that, I think is valuable. Do I think I would be as successful now? I don't know, because it feels like I started over anyway. You know, I made RWBY content, and then I stopped making RWBY content, and my channel really suffered. Clearly, a lot of people only subscribed to me for RWBY, and that's okay. I do already feel like I've had to regrow anyway, and it's hard completely rebranding yourself. No, I wouldn't give it up. I just wish that people would move on from it like how I have. I still get views and comments on my RWBY content. I just wish that people would stop watching them. Like, the show is dead, I'm not making more content on it, and I don't know, it's just like, I don't know, just pay attention to this new, better stuff I'm doing anyway. I just don't want to always be, oh, Twiins, didn't she make videos about RWBY? And I also don't want to be Twiins, I thought this was Critter's second channel! That's annoying. I wish people would fucking stop doing that. And this one is not really a question, but the next, it's from Coral Palette, who made cool fan art for us. Yay! Look, there's you guys in the corner. Look, that's what you guys look like. Yay, Coral Palette with cool fan art. They say here, this was on Blue Sky. For the Q&A, I was gonna blow my question asking if you were a furry, but I think a piece of art would have been better to commemorate 30K on YouTube. Congrats, Twiins. Thank you, Coral Palette. For the record, I'm not a furry. So many people think I am, though, and I don't understand what makes me give that impression. Starting off with, what's your favorite flower? Also, congratulations. Gris Dahlia, by the way. Thank you, Gris. I appreciate you. My favorite flower are roses, because I like when they die. I collect, dead flowers. I like when they die. I think they're pretty. And demonstrably, roses are the best ones to keep when dead. Everything else powderizes. Other flowers, like, fall apart, their petals lose. Nope, I don't press them. I hang them upside down, and leave them around the apartment. And roses not only keep their structure efficiently, but also they still look pretty. Because that's the thing. I like dead flowers, but roses are like, it's a rose, but it's dead now. Other flowers, like, really shrivel up, and they lose all their luster. But, so yeah, roses are they're pretty when they're alive, and they're pretty when they're dead. So, they're just the perfect flower. Twiins, have you considered you might be anime villain coded? Yes. And that's okay, because I usually have crushes on the anime villains. Jin Seryu, a name I probably pronounced wrong. If you could have one superpower, what would it be and why? Super strength or super speed? If I had to pick between those two, I would choose super speed, because then I could get places. But if I could have any superpower, I would steal Allison's answer, because it's the best answer I've ever heard. And it's the power to get a full 8 hours of rest without using any real time. Like in 1 second, I get to, like, time pauses when I go to bed. So then I also have all of the night to get things done, but I'm still well rested and stuff. Next up, we've got Salty Recluse 0701, whose profile picture is salt, so I'm glad that they're on theme. What got you into Project Sekai? This is the first of, I got a lot of Project Sekai questions, which I didn't expect for some reason. Those videos do really well, but I'm under the impression that nobody subscribes to watch me for them. Let people just wait until that mysterious, gender-neutrally voiced person says their bad opinions about Shiho. But yeah, this is a hard one because I don't really remember. I remember, I think it was Gura in Hololive. Somebody was sponsored to play the game, but it was still, like, on the JP server. And so I looked at the characters and I thought that the different units were interesting, but I couldn't play it, and so I kind of let it pass from my mind. And then I think somebody else, like another VTuber who I watch, was sponsored to play it for the English release. And I went, oh cool, it's that Vocaloid game. I remember that. I want to play. And I did. I've been playing Project Sekai since like day 2 of the EN server being up. I've been here the whole time. This is from Troper Hagar. This is a profile picture I see all the time, and I'm realizing right now I've never once read your name. I'm sorry that I've 1000% read that wrong. Dear Twiins, what show from your background do you think would do well now with a full reboot? Not revival, but full tear down, start over reboot. And this is another really hard question, because I think I struggle to understand the difference between a reboot and a revival. Like, aren't they kind of the same thing? Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends. That's a pretty dang good cartoon, but I think there's a lot of flaws that could be fixed with it. Blue is constantly annoying. He is my least favorite part of the show, and he's like one of the main characters. The rabbit, Harrington, he was annoying. It felt like there were too many antagonists, and often the plot was annoy Max and by proxy the audience too much. And that was a bit of an issue with that time in cartoons. I would love Foster's to be not as annoying as it was. Silly Guy 120, what a funny little name. Favorite Vocaloid song? Oh my gosh, okay, so this is one that I thought about a lot. So I've narrowed it down to 6. I've got 6 answers for Silly Guy on my favorite Vocaloid songs. Because these top 3 are, like, my top 3. Which is, I don't have the titles, but I know them by picture. It's Hello, How Are You? Hello, How Are You? Which was the first Vocaloid song that I learned about. So obviously it's one of my favorites. Rolling Girl, which is just amazing. 10 out of 10 song. I love it. And then Senbonzakura, which, I liked it so much. I was so bored. I downloaded the demo on the 3DS for a handheld Project Diva game. And it only had 2 songs available for you to play. One was LOL, which stands for lots of laughs, which was fine. And the other song you could play was Senbonzakura. And I liked Senbonzakura so fucking much that, one, it made me go, I want to own a full game, like a real one, not on the 3DS. And also, I liked it so much that I perfected the song in the demo. I could play the song 100 times, and I didn't need 100 playthroughs. I perfected it. So it's what, like, really got me into the Vocaloid games, which got me into the Vocaloid scene overall. But I recognize that those are all kind of boomer options. And I wanted to show the breadth of my appreciation for Vocaloids. So I expanded my answer to a top 6. So I could give you a bit more of my range, in terms of things that I like with Vocaloids. Down here we've got Ogre's Head, featuring Teto and Kaito, which is super good. It's one of the newer songs on my list. I think it's the most recent song on my list here. And then I've got I Hate You, which is so good. This person, it's Eggton. I remember. Eggton is one of the people who've actually managed to, like, tune Eleanor Forte, which is that vocal singer right there. Well, I think a lot of people struggle to tune Eleanor, like, efficiently, and she's hard to tune. And I Hate You sounds great, and it's one of the only Vocaloid songs that I actually want to cover. I want to sing it myself. So 10 out of 10, really great. It's hilarious. Eggton is a big inspiration for my direction in terms of music, videos, and production. And then, of course, Just Be Friends. I've listened to a million versions of Just Be Friends, and I like every single one of them.
Goodbye, my love is done, sweetheart, sayonara, it's the end.
And a big thing, because I like so many Vocaloid songs, I couldn't narrow down what my favorite Pinocchio P song is. I got a comment on a video, and I can't remember which video, but the comment went along the lines of, I love Pinocchio P, because I had mentioned, you know, that I like his stuff. And it's like, I love Pinocchio P. Listen to his stuff, but only his old songs. His new stuff isn't good. And I was like, what are you talking about? Magical Girl in Chocolate rocks my whole world. Reincarnation Apple is amazing. Next up, this is from Jet Jit. What a funny little name. And a funny little profile picture, too. What Pokemon team would you have if you were a gym leader? Great job on making it this far. Here's hoping you do well. Thanks a million, Jet. What a sweetie pie. And what a fun question. Because first up, it means I need to choose a type. And if I were a gym leader, I would be a fighting type gym. I like fighting type Pokemon so much. And so I choose that. Even though I'm not a fighter. Maybe Poison would have been more, like, apropos, but I like fighting type Pokemon. So I chose fighting type as my gym leader flavor, and my team is also crazy. My team would include Hawlucha, Sock, Sneasler, Buzzwole, Pawmot, and Sirfetch'd. The theming is, I like these Pokemon. Next up, from the gardening section, what a fun name. Celebration noises. Also, do you think you'd ever do breakdowns for cool fights you really like? I don't think so, because I don't watch a whole lot of stuff that has cool fights that I like. Next up, this is from Twisty Rob. Out of all the Pokemon Magical Girl playthroughs you've done so far, what's been your favorite design for each playthrough? And this is a fun answer. Or a fun question because I got to get a visual for the answer. Here we go, it's them! This, you probably don't even remember. Her name is Antidote. That is my Marini from when in Sword and Shield, nothing felt good against Charizard or fire types in general. And so I caught a bunch of water types that I didn't have actually using. And Antidote was one of them. And I just always was really taken with Antidote's design. The hair is fun, the pose is fun, I like Antidote. And then yes, I've got Nina, the short-lived Nidorina on my red team. Nina, I didn't keep on the team. She is the one Pokemon that I caught and then moved to the box. Even though I intended to use her, I got rid of all my Moonstones, and so I needed something that could learn Surf. And Nina was the one to go out of the team. But I was so annoyed because I do the playthrough and then I draw the Pokemon, and I was like, fuck. I made her design way too good. And then obviously Heidi, my starter. She is so... I love this design. I think Heidi might be one of my best designs that I've come up with. Because I'm just so proud of how well I executed on her looking like Toadscruel. But as a magical girl. I feel like I often fail at having my kids look like magical girls. In an attempt to have them resemble the Pokemon. And I'm proud. I'm proud that with Heidi, I feel like I succeeded, actually, in achieving both. Yeah, and then Fam Squad, the Mousehold, they were fun. I liked them. One of my favorite comments is someone, because I mentioned I wanted them to look like a cult, but I didn't explain why. I wanted Fam Squad to look like they had escaped from a cult to explain them staying together. I wanted to imply like a found family kind of relationship with the group. Like they were all brothers and sisters that escaped from a cult together. Because I didn't want to imply fornication. Because that's the actual implication with Mousehold. That a mom and dad have children. And I wanted to make sure to avoid that, and so I'm like, they'll all be siblings. Siblings who escaped from a cult, because I guess that's just how my brain works. But I didn't explain all that. I just said I wanted them to look like they escaped from a cult. And so someone in the comments was like, oh yes, I love my favorite magical girl show, the Greenwich Cuckoos, and it makes me laugh every single time I see that comment. Next up, this is from Helicoprion. Congratulations, Twiins! Out of all the character designs you've done, which is your favorite and which is your least favorite? And this is fucking hard. This was a hard-ass question because I've done a lot of designs. All of them, like, I've got designs for videos, designs for comics, designs that I just make on stream, designs that I just make for fun. So this was, and it felt impossible to narrow it down. So I don't think I have least favorites. Like, obviously I do, but, I decided to instead kind of zero in on some favorites that are, like, one-off pieces that I still really like, and give those a little bit of a shout-out. We've got, first up, there's 2 pages for this, for the appreciation. I've got, the human versions of the Teal Mask, legendaries for Pokemon. Pheasantipity, Okidogi, Monkey Pekarunt, and Ogerpon. So I've got them. I really liked them. It took me a while to do this piece too. I remember it was multiple streams. And it took me forever, but I'm really happy with how they all turned out. Then Epona, if she were in Uma Musume, which, yeah, it is kind of just Link's tunic, but I'm so proud of 1, the shoes, 2, the rendering. Like, I drew her so well. One more thing though is the magical plant girls I did. Remember, I'm so happy with how these all turned out. I don't know if I can remember all their plants. From left to right, I believe it's a spider lily, and then a bleeding tooth mushroom, a prickly pear cactus. It's like a caped mushroom. I forget that one's name specifically. And then, no, that one's a tiger lily. So, Smart Onion asks, what a cute little name. Who are your favorite and least favorite characters in Project Sekai in terms of story, personality, and vocal performance? Also, love your Project Sekai vids. Always a blast to watch. Thank you so much. What a sweet onion. And then Pastel Hearts has a similar question. Congrats on the milestone. Woohoo! Also, here are my questions. What are your favorite / least favorite Project Sekai character? Which Smart Onion also asks. And what are your favorite Project Sekai unit and group? So, yay, we can talk about Vocaloids again. I like all of them. I really do like all the units. It's hard to say one is a least favorite group, you know, but I do think my favorite, it's so hard. I'm really torn between Viva Bad Squad and Nightcord, but I think I just like the songs that Viva Bad Squad and Nightcord are given most often, and that's the hard part. I think I need to put my favorite unit as Nightcord. It's so funny. I think Ichika and Shiho have my favorite vocals in Leonine, but Saki and Honami are my favorite characters in Leonine. Now I can answer favorite / least favorite Project Sekai character that was asked. I don't know. So my least favorite character in terms of personality and story is still Shiho. I don't know. She annoys me. She's just the type of personality that I don't like in a character anyway. In terms of vocal performance, I think Emu is my least favorite, and it's just because I don't like high-pitched voices. That's really it. I think Emu is swell. She doesn't sing poorly. I also don't like Minori all that much for the same reason. They just have these cute, baby-ish, high-pitched voices that I don't jive with me. My favorite vocalists are Akito, Tsukasa, Toya, and Rui. And my favorite Vocaloid is Kaito. Gee, I wonder what a common denominator might be. And one of my other favorite vocalists are An and Shiho, two of the girls who also wander into deeper ranges. It's just how it be. So, you know, and so you gotta take stuff like that with a grain of salt. Favorite in terms of story and personality, it's basically all of them. I really like Kanade, I really like Tsukasa, I really like Saki. It's tough because I do like everybody. I really do. Even Shio has, you know, her good qualities, even if I don't love how she was utilized in the main story, you know? Cybersecurity, what a fun little name, and a fun little profile picture. What are all the meanings to the songs you've made so far? So this is an interesting question because I feel like they're pretty obvious. So I'm not really one. I don't like holding my audience's hand when it comes to art. I think there's value in allowing somebody, a viewer or a reader or a listener, to make their own conclusions about art. People who go, what's this about? I want you to figure that out. I want you, there are no necessarily right or wrong answers, but there's value in assessing and thinking about art and coming to the answer for yourself. I want you to decide what you think my songs are about. With that being said, I still lead you in some pretty clear directions. I only release songs publicly with a music video for a reason. And I work quite hard on them. You know, you can interpret more out of Bug with the lyrics that I translate for you. And what some deeper meanings might be. But as it is, if you don't want to look into it further, if you want to read it at face value for what the music video tells you, Spider Lady eats a fly. Yeah, and I'm certainly not gonna tell you, because I like letting people think for themselves. Next question. This is from Io. So, Io, aka Io Light. Yippee! 30k, you did it! Twiins, can you tell us, in no particular order, your top 5 favorite video games? Abso-fucking-lutely I can. Human dog appears! Well, let me grab the boy. Wow, it dug. Yeah, my favorite, top 5 favorite video games are, in no particular order, Banjo-Kazooie, The Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time, Tales of Xillia, Nier, and Pokemon Violet. Specifically picking a Pokemon game, because I usually cop out and I just say, all of Pokemon. But to pick a specific one, I do think Violet has taken over as my new top favorite. It's the one I'm the most willing to replay. Violet being here shouldn't be a surprise, considering I made a goddamn, like, 3.5 hour long video that's a whole love letter to the game. I adore Banjo-Kazooie. Banjo-Kazooie is the only game I've considered speedrunning. So yeah, Banjo, I cherish the game. My first memory is Banjo, you know? And Zelda is similar. It's the Zelda I grew up with, and I think that ends up becoming everyone's favorite. I do think others have given it a run for its money. You know, I really like Twilight Princess. I really liked Tears of the Kingdom specifically. But I don't think anything has quite surpassed Ocarina of Time, even if I'm willing to accept that it is not the best Zelda. Tales of Xillia, RPG, really excellent. I was fucking obsessed with Tales of Xillia. There's something, it's formed me. It is what made me so invested in Matthew Mercer as a voice actor. He plays Alvin. The opening's also bangerang. It's so good. Tales of Xillia's opening is amazing. And then Nier is also instrumental to me. And I think there's no surprise. If you look at my art, and I mean, I already mentioned how much I like the artist for Nier in Drakengard, but Yoko Taro's storytelling, I think you can see how he has influenced me with my storytelling. I would certainly hope. I can only dream that my stories ever reach the same level of impact that his do. But I think if you pay attention, you can see the strings of inspiration across my work that he has left. Nier is a bad game, objectively. Rough cut gems shine brighter than diamonds sometimes. That's so poetic and beautiful. I wish I wasn't constantly coughing as to ruin you guys being very smart and eloquent. Mira on the wall. Mira is in chat sometimes. First off, congrats, Twiins. Hope you can continue to make content both here and on Twitch. Both you and your viewers enjoy. As for my question, how about what region or country would you like to see become a Pokemon region? I guess individual states also count, considering Alola and Unova. So, first up, thank you. Second up, it's tough because I do think they should do America again. And it's not like in a different state kind of mindset. I think Unova actively is a bad representation of America. It doesn't feel like America at all. We got legendaries that are Jins? No. They put a desert with like a desert with a pyramid in it. It's not the States. It just isn't. Oh, they have one big city? Oh, and it's New York? No, that's Tokyo in disguise. But without doubling up. I stand by, I think Italy would be nifty. Mostly because I think a Pokemon version of Venice, which is a water city, would be so cool. This is from Kit Kat Rose, with a very fun profile picture there. OMG, congratulations on 30K! Thank you! What are your favorite videos that you have made / recorded so far? And we've got Hawk and Bailey asking, which of your videos would you consider to be the best video you've ever made? They're very similar. But there is a bit of a special distinction, and I think there's a handful that I think fall into these two different categories. I do think, above all else, my favorite and the best video I've made is how I became a magical girl in Pokemon Violet. It took me so long. I put so much effort into it. I'm incredibly proud of it. It still stands as, I think, the best video I've done. We can't just sit around all day, though, so I head downstairs to find my new principal at the door, Professor Clavel. The next couple here are just some of my favorites. Mouthwashing's full story. I like that I was able to turn it around so quickly just because I really liked Mouthwashing's story. And I like that I get to, like, my video is my preferred way of re-experiencing the story. Other people have, played through Mouthwashing and have, like, full story videos as well. Personally, I just like mine because I'm really proud of all my performances, especially as, oh, I forget his name. The older one. Swansea, thank you so much. Everything will be great. I hope he's not in here. Fuck. I was literally saying I hope he's not in here. Hey man, you're not looking super hot. Yeah. So, have you just been drinking mouthwash? I'm so glad that I've gotten multiple comments on that video saying that they were intimidated by mouthwashing and that they appreciated like how I went about it. That I made it easy for them to watch the story. The Dark Souls and Mario games. This was, I think, the first highlights video I did from stream. I really like these. Nobody else does. I think these are fun videos to watch, and no one else cares. But I really like these like gameplay highlights from stream. I think they're funny. I think they're fun, and yeah, and I think the Mario one is still my favorite, just because there were so many ebbs and flows with Mario. This is the one that you can cheat it to be over immediately, or you can spend 5 years doing this level. So maybe it's just like, nope, I don't know how. Well, looks like we're doing it the old-fashioned way. And to the elephant in the room. I can't call it my favorite because I don't like any of my RWBY videos anymore because I don't watch the show. But I do think RWBY Discussion, The Fall of Ironwood, and RWBY is one of the best videos I've made. And it is consistently, still to this day, the video I get the most comments on. If I have any notifications for new comments, there's almost always at least one for Ironwood here. And I don't really read them anymore, because I don't care. But, I can at least take solace in the fact that it's like, well, I don't care about RWBY, and I wish people would stop watching my RWBY content. But at least they're watching the good one I made. This one, the answer is on the screen too, but we're still talking about videos. Selena asks a similar question. Congrats on 30k subscribers, Twiins, you've earned it. My question is, out of all the videos you've made, which is your favorite or/slash most proud of, which I just answered. And if you could redo one of your videos, which one would it be? And it would be Get Over Adam. RWBY Discussion in air quotes. Some of you guys gotta get over Adam, your Adam headcanons already. Nobody liked this video. And I understand why. It was needlessly pointed. I learned a lot in that trying to waggle my finger and tell a fandom, hey, you need to stop that, is not only rude, but a waste of oxygen anyway. And I could approach, like, yeah, Adam fans, like, they need to come to grips with the fact that they wanted Adam to be the protagonist, and he just never was going to be the protagonist they really wanted him to be. And I know, you know, if you got your favorite and you want them to be important, listen, I was annoyed that Torchwick didn't come back. But, yeah, I should have, if I wanted to, you know, I should have handled this idea with a softer hand. There's no reason to be so rude to Adam fans for being upset that their favorite character got honestly shafted. His characterization was bad. And it could have been good. So yeah, I was needlessly rude, for no good reason. No wonder everyone got super mad at me. Adam fans now hate me. And I get it. I do think at a point you gotta just be like, guys, get over it a little bit. Like, get over me a little bit. My video is not popular enough for you to still hate me, I think. I would have loved for Adam to have been cool too. But I shouldn't have been as rude about approaching the idea at all. You live, you'll learn. But what a hilarious thumbnail. That's why I made it bigger, because this thumbnail makes me laugh. Vaguely Rowlet. That is vaguely Rowlet in the profile picture there, isn't it? Congratulations! In what place from what game would you choose to live in? I.e. the Splatlands from Splatoon 3, Unova from Pokemon Black and White, etc. I would specifically want to live in, I think I want to live in Ecruteak City, from Pokemon. That's a pretty easy answer. It is a good question, because people always ask what game, but where? Yeah, either I'll spin you a handful of yarns of different, because obviously I like Pokemon, and Ecruteak is so beautiful. So Ecruteak would be pretty dang fly, but also, living in a castle in Elden Ring would be nice, assuming I live in the castle. Nowhere else in Elden Ring seems nice, but if I were in the castle, then I'm to some degree safe. Any Animal Crossing village or island or city would be great. Spiral Mountain is objectively a good place to live, I think. And most versions of Kakariko are pretty dang swell. Windfall Island! Actually, I choose Windfall Island from Wind Waker. I cherish Windfall Island. I spent so much time. I know Windfall Island like the back of my hand. So, yeah. There's lots of great places to live in video games. The trick is you just gotta know what games that you want to live in, because you're jumping into a world. Natsume Williams, what a fun name. Also, they're a Mimikyu. That's cute. Twiins, congratulations. Thank you. I love watching your videos. They're really fun. For my question, that was so nice. For my question, what would be your ranking of the World Link cutscenes in Project Sekai? That's right. We're back to Project Sekai. In the long run, I don't like them. I think they're goofy and annoying, and like they ruin the flow of, even though, you know, they just show up at the beginning, but I don't like them. It's why I don't rank them in my my 3D rankings. I think they're clunky and goofy and dumb. I put them all in F. They bottom out my tier list, if anything. Because I just don't like them. Great question though, really fun. Next up, a bit of a, okay. So, it's a long question, but that's okay. The Space Cowboy. I've been drawing for about a month now. Good job. And since I still need help with understanding certain techniques, I've been wondering if you could possibly try making videos where you show us your knowledge and teach us how to do stuff like proper body proportions, how to properly draw faces, dynamic poses, color theory. You could even make it a fun series. And I don't know if I'll make it a fun series. I don't know if I'm good enough at all the different elements in art to teach all of them super well. Certainly not as in-depthly as color theory, which I actually already have a color theory video that I'm working on. So keep your eyes peeled for that. I've got some other things I want to do first, so it'll take me some time. But yeah, I want to talk about color theory, but I don't think I'm good enough at everything else to like properly educate you. But yeah, if you check out my art streams, I talk about art as I make it, and I think that's the most efficient way to get to hear my thoughts and also get to ask questions, because I don't mind pausing whatever it is I'm working on to explain something in an art process, even though I'm not that good at it. So yeah. But yeah, Caleb Wright asks, have you seen Dragon Ball Daima? And what are your favorite Dragon Ball characters? I have not seen Daima. I know Allison has. So I've learned some stuff about it by kind of looking over her shoulder and talking to her about it. I watched Dragon Ball Superhero though. That was great. That was super duper. I didn't even mean that as a joke. Yeah, I wouldn't mind watching Daima. I just don't watch that much anime. I've got a list of anime I want to watch, and usually I watch one anime a year around Christmas time because I take time off from work and I actually just have free time to sit there. Favorite Dragon Ball characters equals Twiins' husbands, who include Piccolo, Vegeta, Tien Shinhan. I do like Goku, he is fun. Bardock. Those are the main ones, I suppose. Goku's not a husband though, he's just a good guy. We all like Goku. But Broly, new movie Broly, is fun. Old Broly is stupid. Old Broly was always stupid. What's it, Android 16? No. Well, yes, I do love Android 16. But also Android, the one with the hat. From that one movie. Hercule? I cherish Hercule. I want to grow up to be like Hercule. Oopa! Oob is also really good. Oopa and Oob, look them up. They're fun. So yeah, I like a lot of characters in Dragon Ball. They're all pretty dang likable. Our very own Super Surge asks, congratulations, thank you. If you had every type of chips available to you, what's the first one you would choose instantly? Every single chip across all time and space. I choose Default Ruffles. Next up, this is from Thank You NF5. Congratulations! What's your favorite type of video to make? This is a tough one because I only make videos I like. But of all of them, I think my favorite type of videos to make are ranking videos, whether that be ranking like gym leader designs or 3D MVs or, you know, top 10 favorite songs from Project Sekai or what have you. I've liked watching videos. I grew up watching PBG do top 10 scariest video games, you know, stuff like that. Top 10 this, top 10 that. Everything was a top 10. And And I still like watching them. I like watching them and I like making them. Next up, from MCatQueen646. Congratulations on this milestone. You deserve it. I love your videos a lot. Thank you. Here's a question for fun. If you could have IRL an article of clothing or outfit that any of the Project Sekai characters wear, which one would you want? Me personally, I love On's blue jacket. On's blue jacket is pretty fly. I choose Enna's casual outfit, first edition. Cause I love outfits. And Enna's, oh my god, it's so cute. That skirt especially. I want that. That is a cute skirt. Next up from Cruz, Mochizuki. Congratulations to you on your 30k milestone. Thank you. I wanted to ask if there were any other games that you wanted to try, and what are they? Also, how do you feel about your Project Sekai content, or your content as a whole, that you post online? I'm really proud of the content I post. I always am. Like I said, I only make videos I like, and so, by virtue of it, I'm proud of everything. And especially my Project Sekai stuff. I don't feel like I'm part of the community. If there's a community, I don't think people don't go, oh yeah, that Project Sekai tuber, Twiins Inc. Which is why it's so surprising to me to see so many Project Sekai related questions on my 30k subscribers video here. Next up from, oh boy, a name that I'm gonna struggle to read here. Wahajider. Congrats on making it to 30k. Thank you. So my questions would be, 1, which video did you love making the most? 2, which one did you hate making the most? 3, will you ever have podcasts with Critter and Allison again? I miss watching you three talk about stuff. You can pick from any of these. Favorite video I loved making the most? Becoming a Magical Girl in Pokemon Violet, because I was so proud of all the work I did. The video I hated making the most, Becoming a Magical Girl in Pokemon Violet, because it was so long and arduous. I'm not planning on doing any podcasts. Sometimes I think about, I don't mind chit-chatting with Critter and Allison, but I think I just prefer doing it, casually. Like, not on camera. I wouldn't hate it. I just don't know if there's anything the three of us want to talk about pretty, like, consistently. From Jiroji Takumaku, that's a name I recognize. When I first discovered you through your RWBY vids, I didn't thought of it much, but man, I freaking love your stuff. Congrats on 30k. Thank you. Anyway, for my question, and it's a very specific one. Will you still make more Pokemon X Magical Girl Let's Plays? If so, will you ever stream it or make a comic/story just like your other comics? Again, congrats on the milestone. Thanks a million. So yeah, absolutely gonna make more Magical Girl Pokemon videos. I think they're so much fun. You know, despite all the effort, I keep doing it because I enjoy it. I don't think I would stream them though, because it's just different. It's a different mindset, being on stream versus recording on my own. No, I wouldn't make comics either, just because making comics takes a long time. I'm already, I'm struggling to keep up with the 2 comics I've got, Grim Magic and As the Sky Falls. I think the video itself is enough of a narrative, personally. Next up, from someone boring AF. I love this username, by the way. Congratulations, thank you. My question is, who is your favorite virtual singer besides the main 6? That's right, motherfuckers. We're back to talking about vocaloids. I've got actually 2 panels for this one, because I figured visuals would be useful. So first up is my Synth V answers. I do like Teto. I was pretty neutral on Teto. I think she's got a very pretty voice. But I think this past year, I've really come around to really appreciating Teto, especially with our summer Teto event that we all did together. I think that was really fun. And I really like Eleanor. Eleanor feels finally like an English-speaking vocal synth that is accessible and likable. She's the closest thing we have to English Miku. This one, you probably don't recognize him. This is Noah, N-O-A, Hex Noah. And I just really like his voice. I check out Audiolodge, it's the company that owns that character, pretty regularly. because they produce songs that are really fun and cool, and I like them. But on the topic of Utaos, you all might remember, don't mind the fact that Killy here, that's the first one. I could only get Killy in a non-transparent PNG. But y'all might remember that there was a time where I did Utao covers, and I quite like Utao a lot. And my favorite Utao are Killy here, who is incredibly unpopular, but I really liked him. If I were better at using Utao, I would have used him more. And Ruko has both a male and female voice bank, and I like both of them plenty, but I do prefer the male one. Shu over there has one of my favorite covers of Rolling Girl. And he's just got so much power behind his voice bank, which is really nice. And then Raseton, which is another very kind of niche one, not super popular, but I really like how airy his vocals are. Next up, Cybercritic. 8834. Do you like how sometimes I read the numbers and sometimes I don't? Congrats on the milestone, Twiins. Thank you. Has there ever been a game, movie, or TV show that's made you both love and hated? And are there any series you've wanted to try to get into but haven't? Could be a book, movie, or game. No, I don't think there's a series that, if I want to get into something, I do to some degree, you know? I usually either just love or hate something. I'm not really one for loving and hating. But I honestly, I think the answer's gotta be RWBY. You don't make, what, like 7 years worth of videos reviewing and discussing a show if you don't love it. Even though so much of me was disappointed in it. I ended up hating it. I do hate RWBY these days. And that's a bummer, because I can recall a time when I loved it so much. Yeah, true frustration comes from loving very flawed things. Exactly. The Floof Artist asks, congrats on 30K, thank you. They already asked about which of your character designs you've done is your favorite, so I'll ask a different one. What are your favorite and least favorite Banjo-Kazooie / Twiins songs? Congratulations, Floof, on asking the hardest question. Oh my god. So thanks a million. I love that somebody knows that I care about Banjo this much. Okay, so my favorite song from Banjo-Kazooie, this might be an upset, it's Rusty Bucket Bay. And almost was Mad Monster Mansion, but Mad Monster Mansion is waiting for a very, very good crescendo. Rusty Bucket Bay, it's just a banger from start to finish. My least favorite song from Banjo-Kazooie is Clanker's Cavern. And the problem is, I'm like, how does Clanker's Cavern go? It's a tough one. It's the least catchy, I think. If you heard it, you'd be like, oh yeah, that's Clanker. Yeah, it's just kind of low-key. In Banjo-Tooie, my favorite one is Glitter Gulch Mine. It was close. It was almost Hailfire Peak's Fireside. But Glitter Gulch Mine it's got such perfect sound. Like, it's a lot of the soundtrack in Tooie is pretty similar. It's a lot of kind of watery, which is fascinating, watery, kind of dank sounding music levels. But Glitter Gulch Mine, it sounds like it's country. You're in a mine. It's plonky in a good way. Meanwhile, my least favorite Banjo-Tooie song is from Pterodactyl Land, which is, it's similarly kind of monotonous. It's a little droning. It's really low key. It's sort of just like a vague melody punctuated by what's implied to be dinosaur cries and such. And it's just kind of boring. It's the most boring one. Chorizord. Sorry, Chorizord. I recognize your profile picture. I've just never read your name before. That it's like chorizo, but Charizard. Chorizord. What do you think of Incineroar? I think Incineroar is the strongest Pokemon in the game. I like Incineroar a lot. I think Incineroar, it's one of my favorite starters, and it shouldn't be a surprise. Linton is a little black cat, and obviously I like cats. And it's a fire type, and I like fire types a lot too. And then, it becomes a handsome man-coated big tiger cat. It's a wrestling heel, so it means it's a fire dark type because heels are the bad guys, but it makes it like secretly a fighting type, and I like fighting types, so it's just like one of the best starters if you ask me. Overhyping, I recognize you. Hello. Congrats, Twiins, you deserve it. Thank you. My question is, how do you deal with art block and burnout? This is a tough one because I don't really get art block. I've got so many projects I'm working on. If I'm burning out on one thing, I can just work on another thing. But I remember back in the day when I had more of this. So burnout, first of all, the only solution for burnout is stop. You just gotta stop. Gotta relax. Don't think about it. Just walk away. Stop. Do something else. Don't even do different art. If you're experiencing burnout, then play a video game, you know? Yeah, go play a video game, go watch a movie, get some sleep, come back tomorrow, and then you'll be okay. But back in the day when I had art block, step one, don't sweat it. You know, I want to draw, but I don't know what to draw. That's okay. So just, you know, I'd start off with like a scribble, kind of nothing too grand, just getting something on the paper. So even something ugly, just a little doodle, a little scribble, can perhaps kickstart an idea. Otherwise, things that break art block for me the most is other people's art. Whether that be music, or reading a manga, or watching an anime, you know, or watching a show, like a live action show. These are all art. And so sometimes all you gotta do is be like, I'm gonna go look at other people's stuff. And it can kind of get the fire going too. Or Orion Lupin, congrats on 30k, Twiins, you've earned it. Thank you. You're an absolute joy to watch. Oh golly. If you had the opportunity to make an animated series, what would it be? Thank you for being a great inspiration, Twiins, and keep on keeping on. Oh golly, what a nice comment that was. That was so friendly. It would be As the Sky Falls. Obviously it's my own thing I would choose. It's as the Sky Falls. So yeah, it's that one. If I'm choosing not my thing, what like other thing I think could be cool as an animated series that isn't one already? Yeah, I've always thought an animated version of Doki Doki Literature Club could be cool, but you have to kind of reinvent everything. It doesn't work. Like, you can't just adapt Doki Doki Literature Club exactly, because it relies on player character being an actual character in canon, but a Doki Doki Literature Club kind of spin-off thing, still playing with that fourth wall breaking horror, but in a new way, I think it could be cool. Tails 4 Fox! Congrats on 30k. I've only been in the community for a short while, but watching all the videos has been awesome and I'm glad to be a part of the community. Thank you! Silly question, but which came first, the chicken or the egg? Lamau! I think surely it's the chicken. Whether or not you believe in some deity crafting life, or a Big Bang accidentally making science go just right, everything starts as a cell, as an organism, as some little microbe. And that has to become sentient before anything else. And so the chicken must have come first, to some level of a degree. Dinosaurs had eggs and dinosaurs evolved into chickens, duh. You know what? Stereotype Gamer makes an excellent point. So much so that I might rescind my answer. I fall back on my answer. I was wrong. Chad is correct. The sprinkles know the truth. There was an egg. And it became chicken. Next up, from a stereotypical gamer, we know Stereotype Gamer. Why do fools fall in love? Why do fools fall in love? Because love is not beholden to logic. You don't need to be smart to fall in love. You fall in love because you have a heart, not because you have a brain. That's why we all like Scarecrow the best. from The Wizard of Oz. And so whether you're a genius or a fool, you are doomed to fall in love. And hey, whether that love be a romantic love with a partner or, golly, I just love this food. I love eating food. Love is love, no matter what. And love comes in a lot of different forms. I think a lot of people deprive themselves of friendship love. Of love at a friendship level. I think a lot of people exclusively allow themselves to see love as romantic, as sexual. And I think it's foolhardy to not recognize that love can be familial, and that familial love can extend to friends. That you can love your friends is so important, and I think people need to allow themselves to love their friends. Because love is good. Love is amazing. People loving each other is a good thing, and it doesn't have to just be in pursuit of sex or romance. I think love is it's just how you feel about somebody, and allowing yourself to love somebody, and without the caveat of romance, of pushing that relationship further, is important. But now we're getting awfully heady, so we'll leave it there. The whatever 314, congratulations on 30k. Thank you. My question would be, what got you into streaming on Twitch? Congratulations again, you've earned this. Oh golly, thanks a million. This is a hard question because I don't really remember. I think, just like with the rest of the world, I was taken with VTubers. We all saw a clip of QnA from Hololive going eekum bokum, and we all fell down a rabbit hole. And I thought it was so fun and cool. And like so often, I sit there and think, that looks fun, I wish I was doing that. How often I think, oh boy, these YouTubers or whatever, they seem so fun and funny. I wish I was part of them. I see all these VTubers having fun, and I go, I want to be friends with them. I wish I was doing that too. And so I recognize the only way I'm going to, theoretically, join these VTubers is by becoming one. And that meant streaming. And that was scary at first, and that's why I wanted to just start small. I just started with shiny hunting with you guys, to see how I felt about it. But I really liked it, and I think that's what it was. It started as a very selfish concept of wanting to become successful enough as a streamer that I could join some big VTuber thing. But as I continued, I just had a lot of fun. If I didn't enjoy it, I would have let go of the idea. But I like streaming. I have the possibility of becoming friends with all the funny VTubers I like. But what truly kept me here was just really enjoying getting to engage with a community like this. Fed Jamron, oh boy, your name becomes way harder to read in the end there. If you and Judgmental Critter were to cosplay as the Malachi twins from RWBY, who would be who? This one's gonna be short, I gotta be real. I would be the one with long hair, because I like long hair. And Critter would be the one with short hair, because she likes short hair. I do not remember which one is which. Ruthie! Congratulations, twins, thank you! What a cute profile picture. Look at that! What a cute little character. I've been thinking on this because I feel like I've already asked so many questions over stream, but here's what I got. What's a topic, theme, or message that resonates with you in media? I think I'm interested in if you have anything that consistently gets you. But if you want to talk about something specific from one story, go ahead. This is such a hard question, because it feels a little broad. Not like in a bad way, it forces me to be like, well, man, what is something that always gets me? I think friendship tends to be the big thing. It's why I like magical girl stories. It's why, like, I like love, you know. I just had a big ol' soapbox moment of talking about love. But I think above all, it's friendship / found families. That's why Kaiji affected me so much. I fancy Kaiji Ito, and all the gambles were interesting and fun. But the reason why season 2 I like better is not the bog, which is the pachinko machine, is objectively less interesting as like a threat than his adventures in the hotel. But because his friend's freedom was on the line, I cared so much. And so I think the power of friendship is understated and underappreciated. Next up, from Hashihime TM, favorite cartoon song, it's Shiny Teeth and Me.
Shiny teeth that twinkle just like the stars in space.
You think I'm gonna say one of the excellent songs from My Little Pony? No, because I like Shiny Teeth and Me. From D Pickle, what a name. Out of all the characters you've drawn, which one do you wish you could have drawn more of / is most deserving of a redesign? Focusing on the ones I've already done. I focused on my comics for this one, and I think Kami Cinderella, I don't love this silhouette. I don't like the shape of this skirt. I think the skirt specifically is like quite bad. I think the placement of gold and silver on her could also do some tweaking. If I were to design her, the big pink bow in the back, I feel like is also not as successful as I wish it was. So I think Kami Cinderella could easily get fixed. I think, as my first big magical girl design, fun, but not as successful as I think I could have done it if I were to do it now. Next up is a Millie, from, the Rumpelstiltskin. Millie's design, I think, works swell in grayscale, but I'm kind of unhappy with these colors, I think. I think her palette is pallid and not doing anything all that interesting, on top of her design being quite plain. And I did design her plainly on purpose. She's a miller's daughter, that's kind of the point. But I think Millie, overall, she doesn't read too much like a magical girl, and I just don't like her colors. And then, funnily enough, it's, Thaddeus from As the Sky Falls. Thaddeus is one of Ruth's toadies, as you all probably know, and when I made Billy and Thaddeus, I did not intend for them to be reoccurring characters. I just needed her to be flanked by a couple of goons, and so, you know, drew a couple of goons. In hindsight, Thaddeus's hair is too similar to Enoch's. And also, I've given him this quite sad-looking eye shape, as you can see. You know, his eyes are, you know, pretty sad, angled, and I want to keep that consistency, and it just makes him challenging to draw. He's got hard eyes to do, at certain angles. I definitely drew him with one angle in mind, and then didn't consider the fact I would draw him again. And then Billy and Thaddeus have become reoccurring characters, and so, oopsies. I do plan on having Thaddeus alter his design slightly as we move forward. A couple of characters will change, like time will pass with As the Sky Falls. So, you know, some changes across the cast will happen, and I think Thaddeus is the only one that needs to happen by design. So yeah, great question. I love talking about character design. Suryo Kuhai. I'm sorry I read that wrong. I really am. Congratulations on 30k sub on the milestone. Thank you. I'm a little late to ask, but they are one of the last ones to ask. Wanted to ask, are you planning to do more Pokemon content like ranking videos that are outside the gym leaders? Or redesign some of the Pokemon characters? I enjoyed your commentary. I think your videos are very cool to watch. Have a nice and wonderful day. Thank you! What a swell comment. Yes, I'm absolutely planning on. I want to rank more than just the gym leaders. My next ranking actually might be of villains. I have a video I'm working on just talking about character designs in Pokemon, and I want to do more of that. I like talking about Pokemon and Pokemon designs, and I want to do more. And I want to make designs, and draw designs, and do redesigns. So, yes, if you like Project Sekai content, and if you like Pokemon content, subscribe to Twiins Inc., because that's what I do. Here it is, the final question. What an excellent final question. I had to save this one for last, because it's such a good one to end off on. It's from The Color in Your Eyes. What a cool name, by the way. What are your goals for 2026? That's a great question. My goals. I want to finish book 1 of As the Sky Falls. I would say we're about halfway through. And I want to finish book 2 of Grim Magic. So that would be 3 more chapters in Grim Magic, because each book is 5 chapters. I want to make more music, and actually, this is a great time. This is a soft launch. I'm going to make an official announcement video for this eventually. I'm going to make another channel for my music. I'm going to, all the songs I've done, all my original songs, I'm going to unlist them eventually, which means if they're in a playlist, you can still see them. Easy peasy. And then I'm going to re-upload them to a channel dedicated to music, because I think it is better. Twiins Muse Inc. I'm stealing that. Stereotype Gamer, actually, genuinely, I like that. That's cute. I like Twiins Muse Inc. I think that's really swell. If I may, please use that as a title for a channel. I think that's really good. Yeah, I wanna upload more regularly And also, I want to zero in on what I make. You know, I've been sort of in the wind since I stopped being dedicated to RWBY, and I finally figured out what I like talking about, what I want to talk about. So, like, we've already discussed how I make videos about Project Sekai and Pokemon, but generally, it's actually art. I wanna make more art-focused videos, and I'm already working towards that, and which is swell. It means I'm already heading towards these goals. As always, you know, bigger, better, faster, more. Goddamn, 3.5 hours of me jabber-jawing at you guys. I mean, you all gave me such good questions. They required meaty answers. Editing this is gonna be a goddamn nightmare. My least favorite part about being a YouTuber is the editing. I gotta be honest. If I could hire an editor, I would. But I just don't think I make enough money to do that. So, and if I were, I would want to hire somebody to make shorts. Thanks for being here, and thanks a million. You could be anywhere. You could be doing anything, and you chose to spend your afternoon here with me? That's what matters more than anything else, is time. Time is so precious in my eyes. I don't mind spending my money on people. What I mind is spending time with them. And you all choose to spend time here with me? That's special. So yeah, goodbye, I guess. Thanks a million.